Good morning, friends. Here I am again. I was with you yesterday, and that was early morning. Today, it's not 7 as it was yesterday. I'm having maybe my third or fourth cup of tea. Haven't had breakfast as yet, although I am used to an early breakfast. By now, I should have had my breakfast. But these lovely surroundings, the greenery all around, the chirping of birds, all these things make you forget your hunger. And that's what's happening today. I have forgotten. Or rather, the feeling of hunger seems to have been grasped by the arms of nature. Now today, it is Santosh who has asked me to read out a poem from the same book from which I read yesterday. The name of the book you are very familiar with by now, Vodka by the Volga. And today I hear that the book is growing in popularity day by day, and more people are reading it. It is still leading in the bestsellers chart, and I wish both Dr. Ampat Koshi and Santosh Bakaya the best of luck for the future also. May the next books also be as fast selling as these ones, or as this one, I should say. Anyway, the poem that Santosh has asked me to read. Yesterday, I chose a poem of my own choosing, but I cannot take that liberty with Santosh. You know that very well. So she asked me to read this poem. The name of the poem is The Gathering Mist. What is this mist? How this mist gathers? What happens when this mist gathers? I don't know, but I'm sure we will find out what Santosh has to say about the gathering mist. So let me start reading out, and I hope. And one more thing, let me tell you. I must be honest with you. I have never been good at reciting poems or reading out from books. Leaving my modesty aside for a moment, I admit I am a very good orator. I can hold a live audience spellbound when I'm speaking from a stage in front of living people. And that is, of course, a speech. That I love. But recitation is certainly not my forte. I make mistakes. I don't deserve all that praise which you shower upon me when I recite a poem. Frankly speaking, I know very well that I'm not good at reciting. Anyway, whatever little I can do, I do, and I try my best to change from being a simple orator to becoming the reciter of poems. So here I go. The Gathering Mist by Santosh Bakaya. The sun had sunk below the horizon. A soft, gentle breeze caressed your cheek. Hey, was Rasputin real? Was he a clairvoyant? A monk? How did he become a close confidant of the Romanovs? You were taken aback by my unexpected questions as the muddy water of the creek fronting us became a golden green as you looked at a chirpy chaffinch. Carrying a twig in its beak, a robin tickled a little song, and a host of memories were effortlessly pickled. It was in that long bygone age that you sat outside the shepherd's shank and sang as I poured out hot, steaming soup in 2 mugs. The tottering bridge in the distance was mantled in a gathering mist, and you sang and sang. Was it just your passion? Were you singing of some mystic lore? Some sort of historic symbolism that had caught your fancy? Or just an interpretation of life? That expression on your face, was it ecstasy? You just sat there and improvised, expressions well disguised. What dimly shadowed emotion flitted across your face? Can you put some Pushkin in my soup? You suddenly asked with a twinkle. Ha! I gaped, while you looked and looked at the torrid undulations of the river, utterly lost. My smile tapered into a look of comic amazement as the shepherd flocking his sheep stopped in his tracks, beguiling you with a nicotine-laced smile. What a loving man, huh? Even his teeth are so loving, how they love nicotine. A gnarled hand appeared from under his cloak to raise itself in a salute. Doesn't he look like Rasputin? Rasputin had really captured my imagination. His teeth are almost serrated, you remarked, looking at me bemused, as my eyes inspected the shepherd's tangled beard. Dodging the serrated edges of life, I forage for precious tidbits and still find you, solidly stationed on my turf, lost in your contemplation of Pushkin.